And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. If you cannot tell, I am a little bit fucked up because I went to a stag do this weekend and it was an event, we'll say that much. I ended up completely and utterly ruined after the whole thing. We finished the night on Saturday. I have been completely and utterly screwed up since that time. Barely able to walk, barely able to function. It's been pretty great. But it was a hell of a night, and interesting things happened. If anybody who was there who happened to be involved and for some reason is listening to this, I don't think anybody I know actually I know a couple of people watch my videos, but I seriously doubt anybody listens to the live streams, because if they wanted to hear me rattle bullshit they would take me on a night out instead. But it ended poorly. Someone had a little bit of a sad, not the stag, well, it wasn't a stag do, it was a hen and stag do, or a hag do as they called it. But a family member got a big sad because they were way too drunk and then decided to gallivant the streets of Liverpool and had to be hunted down and rescued from themselves. So that was kind of a thing. And there was a lot of fucking walking. Like, I love my friend who was the man of the hag, but for some reason he forgets that walking is work. He's someone who's perfectly happy to walk miles and miles and miles for some bullshit. And so as much as we got a hotel that was it's only about 20 minutes from any given place, we were walking fast and we were walking far across Liverpool. And you can get quite a distance in 20 minutes if you're really going for it. So I was fucking knackered. Every goddamn... For some reason... I think it's... Well, I know exactly the reason. Every place we went to had either no chairs or metal chairs. So I got absolutely... Just... Everything was so uncomfortable all the time. And I have an issue with the bottom of my feet called plantar fibers. Which means if I stand for a very long time, I'm in agony. Now, thankfully, when they noticed I was basically bent over double trying to make my feet stop screaming at me, I was decided, let's go somewhere where we can find an actual seat. So that was fine. But yeah, all in all, it was definitely a memorable night. It ended with us hunting down a rock club. We got there, realized none of the other people in our group had made it there. They'd eventually just all gone back to the hotel, so we went back to the hotel as well, which was a shame because the rock club seemed really fucking cool. And I even got hit on while I was there for not very long, so that was a good old boost to the ego as well. Yeah, so that was my weekend. I'm still suffering from it. I can't record today because otherwise it will sound like this, and I don't think that's too great. But yeah, anybody else have...
Do you want to know what I did on the weekend?
Do you want to know what Mrs. Sick did? She's not going to tell you unless you say, yes, we would love to hear what you did in your most sarcastic text that you could possibly write. Not that you're being sarcastic, but I just think it would be funny to see how much sarcasm you can get through in text. The funniest thing about text
is that love to hear what you did.
Yeah, exactly. The best thing about text is it always sounds sarcastic. I mean, to be honest, Dick Gallo sounds...
my weekend was absolutely riveting. We shared anime suggestions at each other, and that's about it.
Yeah. The worst part of Mrs. Sick's part of the weekend was that she decided to do a thing that was my job, and so she had to call me, and then I had no fucking idea how to fix it. over the phone, and then when I came back, I still have no idea how to fix it because it's so broken. So Microsoft Family Safety accounts. I set one up, and I just set it up so that I could safely manage the kids, interneting, and it just decided to completely break for one of them, and it refuses to let me fix it because it's decided that I'm actually two people. I'm me, and I'm also my online username on that thing as two separate fucking entities, and I can't log into my username one, which is the one that apparently set them up. Doesn't give me any information how to get into it. I was so fucking angry. I was trying to fix that today before I started working, and it wasted so much of my time. I was fucking livid. I really, if you want to, people accuse me of being angry in videos. I don't get angry at people. I get angry at wasting my time.
Liver damage pool.
Just to let you know, I think half of it has fixed.
All right, honey, don't worry about that. We'll talk about that later. One of the kids came in to tell us about.
It's your bedtime anyway, darling.
Yeah. Liver damage. Oh, that is pretty good. To be fair, you can take up 2 seats. I am perfectly comfortable in a singular seat. Thank you very much.
As long as
I am a big boy.
As long as the seat is big.
It doesn't have to be big, unless.
You try sitting on the tiny chairs that they provide you when you go to any type of school event.
I've sat on them fine. You've seen me do it multiple times. Stop playing into the stereotype. Perfectly capable of sitting on small seats. If they've got arms, that might be more difficult. But kids' chairs never have arms because they want them to be as uncomfortable as possible. Belt extender on planes yet? Doubtful. Windows are easily
he's not that big.
No. I'm bigger than I should be, but I'm not that big. I could definitely use losing some goddamn fucking weight. But yeah. The parental control trap, we did that one too. We're just starting new accounts and starting again. Well, it's driving me fucking insane because it has purchased items on it. So I'm trying to... The thing that's broken as well is something... It's basically telling her on her computer that she can't go on Chrome. Because she has a Microsoft account and I can control what she does and doesn't do. But I control fucking Chrome through Google thing, which seems to work fine. But I'm not stopping her from accessing it because generally speaking, it's better than fucking Edge and it has, parental controls and its own thing. But it's just decided to not allow me and I can't fucking do anything about it. And probably the worst part is if you tick, it'll come up and it'll say, oh, hey, do you want to access this? You can ask for permission. And I was like, fine, I'll just give her permission. And I can only do it for 8 hours at a time, which is fucking ridiculous.
Is he built like Hank Hill with no ass? No, he has
I have many arse.
He has a very nice round ass.
I have the booty. I can't wait to get a new PS5 controller sent this week after 4 weeks without. Just had to get it out. Why is it taking you 4 weeks to get a controller? I apart from probably money issues, because they are really fucking expensive. My God, modern controllers for the fucking official ones, they're an absolute joke.
I don't think whiskey's the problem for weight loss. I think it's probably the fact that rather than just having a sandwich, you have two.
The biggest problem is that we get to 12 o'clock at night and you turn to me and you make the big eyes.
I haven't done that in ages.
You do it enough. And you did it for long enough that we have yet to recover. You haven't done it in a while because you're a good girl and we had a talk. But yeah. And this is not to say that I'm not to blame. I should just say no.
Yeah, but the thing is now that I can't have gluten stuff.
Oh God, it's knocked so much fucking...
That I can't have takeaways anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's not true. There are takeaways you can have. but most of the ones that you want when you're in food mode is just not available. Like pizza was the worst
Yeah,
one.
I can't have pizza anymore.
Oh my god, pizza's so amazing. That's one of the things we did. We had a bottomless brunch, which is they basically would just keep bringing out booze and pizza. You'll be very disappointed to hear that the bottomless brunch had no whiskey in it.
And
All
no
the whiskey
bottoms.
I had that night, actually, because the bottomless brunch was pizzas, I was just like, I thought it was fucking hilarious when I said, oh, it just comes out and it's just topping. No one laughed. It's fucking furious. But yeah, I ended up having hooch mostly. Hooch and frozen mimosas, which were pretty nice. They're basically grown-up slush puppies, or whatever the American equivalent of a slush puppy is. It might even be the same thing. I don't know. My Xbox, according to the kids, once bought Jumanji and a film about a kid with a wonky face. I had to watch those films 30 times to get my money's worth. The Xbox bought it, did it all on its own. You know that you can say, I did not buy this. I did not allow my kids to buy it. Give me my fucking money back. And even, oh, you watched it. Yes, but I didn't give them permission. Give me my fucking money back. If you're quite hard with them, they usually just give up. They do like that, though. That's like one of their favourite things. Haggis, neeps, and tatties. No, thankfully none of it was that. Like, I'm not massively against haggis. Although neeps is turnips, and I do not like cooked. I don't like turnips, full stop.
I like honeyed turnips.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's parsnips that I like, isn't it?
I've lost nearly 3 stone since Christmas, and I'm about the same height as you, Sig.
Good job, dude.
Where did you put them? God damn it. There are gluten-free pizzas these days. Yeah, but you can't get them through takeaways. The problem isn't pizza. Also, home pizza's crap. Like, comparatively speaking. Hooch is hugely underrated. Hooch's really nice. People, I think the problem with Hooch is because it was...
Is that the one that you were drinking and you kept going, whoo, every time you had a drink from it?
Yeah.
And I drank it and I was like, what?
It has a kick to it.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's lemony.
Like, it's mild lemon.
It's not mild lemon. It's like not lemon. But it's a very tasty alcopop. I think, and like I said, the fact that it's an alcopop is the thing that makes people think, oh, it's just another alcopop. But it's not as stupidly sweet as the other ones.
Mm.
So it's quite an enjoyable drink in my book, if you have to. The heart and lungs and liver of a sheep, boiled within its own stomach. What's not to love? Well, there's not enough brain in it, is there? Oh. Scientists warn that the Earth could run out of conspiracy theories by 2025 if they keep coming true at the current rate. Oh. Except a lot of them aren't coming true. It's just that people are saying very stupid things and then thinking that they're right. There are some that have come true, but that's always been true, effectively. Hooch is like drinking a sherbet lemon. I would, yeah. It's not as sherbety, but yeah. Seen the Turner and Hooch bit on Scrubs. Not that I remember.
I think I hear the kids kicking off.
I hear them moving. I'm organising the finer details of a music festival in Belgium I'm off to in 2 weeks. Fintroll, nice. Something else that I can't pronounce on the same bill, should be hugely entertaining. That sounds pretty fucking great. I love Fintroll. It's drinking music. If you want to lose weight, try a heat wave in the 40 range. I'm down 7 kilograms in a fortnight. No. I don't like the heat even when it's not that hot. Somewhere in the US Midwest, a favourite sandwich is fried brain sandwich. Yeah, that doesn't sound hugely appealing, I'll be honest. Did they tell you to call me a conspiracy theorist? The wizards. Yeah. Oh man, I just realised how insanely random live chat is, isn't it? Very much including myself. Yes, it is always random. That's the beauty of these things. Sometimes I go off on a little tangent because I have something that I want to talk about. And sometimes I just read off chat because I can't think of anything to talk about. It all depends how my brain is doing. But yeah, the main thought of today is going out on adventures with your friends that cost you hundreds of pounds and end up with you completely ruined at the end of it. Again, I was happy to be there. Got to support the friends. Got to support their doing of the weddings. But fucking hell, expensive way to be in pain. There is always purging. Very terrible idea. Or a tapeworm. We don't get heat waves. The sun gets out on occasion. If you want to lose weight, just try amputation. That's fair. I mean, it works. Wouldn't a sauna be less excruciating than a heat wave? I can't deal with saunas. First one I ever walked into, I thought I was going to fucking die because of just it hitting my lungs. Greetings, spunk dumplings. What a glorious way to refer to someone. No, I mean, I'm waiting on the sequel to the Kurzgesagt video, which says that exercise basically doesn't do as much for losing weight as people thought it did. I should just eat less food. It really is probably that simple.
Right, I'm back.
But man, I love some food. Were the kids okay?
Yeah, they just accidentally shoved the door too hard, and she sprayed lavender sleep spray in the entire room.
Oh, I forgot.
So it smells like a flower pot in there.
So the lavender sleep spray that's supposed to go on a pillow is...
Yeah, it's everywhere, yeah.
I mean, if it gets them to go to sleep, they're welcome to try. It's not a proper night out unless someone winds up in Edinburgh. Or even if they're like in Australia. That's fair. One of the rules before we started the night out was no one end up in Ireland. Since that's a pretty straight shot from Liverpool. You should try eating foods that match your chakra colours. And I'll eat nothing but chocolate. Or shit.
Chocolate, whiskey, bark.
Baileys. I lost a good bit of weight when I started some meds that seem to have affected my appetite. I mean, that's probably the way to do it. Drugs. I disagree on weight loss. I think exercising... Okay, so the point was that it doesn't do what we think it did. But it wasn't that exercise is bad. It's that you shouldn't rely on it exclusively, as far as I could tell, if you're wanting to lose weight. If you're bodybuilding, that's a different thing, but that's bodybuilding and requires you to eat like an arsehole. I eat like a bodybuilder, and then I don't do all the other stuff. And I should probably stop doing that.
Bodybuilders are low fat.
Not necessarily.
Do you mean like world's strongest man?
And I'm not being literal. I'm just making a fucking joke. Don't take it too seriously.
Do you mean like world's strongest man and they eat like 20 steaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I eat. Right. British Columbia is stuck in 40s high. Now getting below 25. Oh my god.
Nap time spray.
Oh,
that was funny, that one.
According to chemists, alcohol is the solution. I mean, I love the idea of like something I could spray in my own face and actually go to sleep. But if you're building a body, don't you want to add mass? I mean, yeah, but from other people, out of the bits of them that you like. A couple of arms here, legs there, a few extra faces, you know, everything that you need. There's gain phases where you have to eat tons of protein to build mass. My buddies who got into it went through buckets of chicken.
God.
Yeah, I want to do that, but I don't want to do the exercise bit.
You could be sumo.
Yes, I could be a fucking
I like
sumo.
sumos.
I know you like sumos. But I can't do that because I just win all the time. I mean, it's just not fair.
I like watching sumos. It's very impressive.
Apparently, a sumo wrestling match lasts an average of 6 seconds.
Yeah.
I'd be really fucking disappointed. I also saw something the other day which was MMA in suits of armor, and that shit was wild.
I would watch that.
Really fucking go to town. I don't know if it was like somehow fake or just like a joke, but the video itself looked pretty amazing. Oh. All you need is one of those great big sumo nappies. Just nothing else. No other you're not doing sumo wrestling. You just wear a big nappy. Fair enough.
I don't like the fact that you call it a nappy, though.
I mean, it looks like a nappy. And it's their word. So if you're
It's
gonna...
not their word, it's called...
Not their word! Olsen Murphy in the chat!
Oh, right.
Fucker.
It's called a mawashi.
Blossom should jump onto the flat earth next time it comes on. Yeah, but then I have to move Blossom with my mouse the whole time. Is that what you want? Because if that's what you want, it's going to cost you $100, and then I'll happily do it. Live steel fights are awesome. Been competing for 2 years and just finished my first home-built armor. Send you a video.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fair enough. Is that what it's called? Live steel? Because for me...
That's pretty badass name.
For me, live steel is very different.
Why?
And, people get very mad.
Why? What's life steal to you?
Stealing people's lives.
Oh, right, that's steal.
Yeah. Some might call it murder.
Life steal.
But, you know. I mean, the person who does it who gets life stole.
Is this
stolen.
like when on YouTube, to stop saying, like, suicide, people say, like, unlife yourself and things like
unalive.
that. Yeah, unalive. Is it being
Unalive,
like, I'm just going to
unlive.
life steal that guy?
So the other day, I was walking down the road and I life stole someone with my car. I usually smoke weed and run 3 miles. Who are you running from? The paranoia does mad things to you. You win in sumo if your opponent is outside the circle or they lose their foot. Yeah, if they fall on the floor or whatever. So it's usually very quick.
Yeah.
So let's be fair. I would lose immediately because I'd already be on the floor. Because I'd be drunk. The weight qualification to be a sumo wrestler has been lowered as it's harder to find applicants at the higher level.
Yeah.
I am the high level.
I am the highest level.
There was a joke article that went on a really long time back in the day in a gaming magazine of someone talking about how their physique was comparable to those guys in Street Fighter. Yeah, man. Oh, I have the physique of one of those guys. He calls himself Edmund Honda. And that always made me laugh.
Wait.
Although,
wait.
he's like 7 foot tall.
Wait, you were walking down the road and you life stole someone with your car.
Yeah? Don't you carry your car over your shoulder? Whack people with it? So sick, welder's glasses, iodine tablets, and a full bottle of whiskey. What? For? Why though? Still trying to incorporate siege engines, but the rules say it's dangerous. Sword's okay, big rock's bad. I mean, it depends how big the rock is. Because to be honest, if I was going to start a fight with someone and they brought a 10-ton rock and I had a piddly little sword, I feel like I'd have a disadvantage. Like, especially if they had full control over it. Like, how do you even get at them? Like, you try and walk around them, they just move the giant rock. And eventually just drop it on you. See, you didn't think about that now, did you? The main thing I would say about Buddha is he had some really long earlobes. I don't think that was Buddha. I think you're thinking of the little statue thing. I could be wrong.
The instant thing that came into my head was a basset hound.
I only use 10 kilogram stones. I can range them for 200 feet. Reload time is a bitch. If you hit, you win. Well, what you need is some sort of loading mechanism for your rocks. And then you can really start speeding that shit up.
Like, do you have to use medieval technology, or can you like use modern technology to make it quicker?
I mean, it would be funny to have like a really, really high tech loading system that like zooms the rocks around. Have you ever loaded a trebuchet? That's a loaded question. No. No. Of course I fucking haven't. The chances of you walking up to 100 strangers and asking, "Have you ever loaded a trebuchet?" assuming that they all tell you the truth, because let's be fair, if you walked up to me in the street and said that, I'd say, "Oh yeah, I do it all the time." Trebuchet is the only weapon allowed. Is that like trebuchet, hand-to-hand combat? Hand-to-hand trebuchet. You get a little tiny one that you put on your wrist.
You just flick your wrist and it fires.
I've been going to the gym, but it's always when you drop a new video, so I end up running to reasons. All right, number reasons why hands is denying reality. Okay. Or why atheists are X. Okay. I mean, that is a non-zero portion of my content. Hands being ridiculous, or someone saying something stupid about atheists. Modern tools to build the stuff, but it has to be accurate. It takes at least 3 people. My kids hate me. Well, then stop firing them in your trebuchet. It's the walk back home that really pisses them off, I'm sure. Loaded question or loaded fries. That's one of the takeaways she can have. Because it's just chips and fucking jalapenos. She loves that shit.
I love jalapenos.
Mm. See, one of the pizza types at the Bottomless brunch, which wasn't bottomless, was something with jalapenos on it, and everyone's like, "Oh, the jalapenos aren't even that hot," and I'm like, "I'm sure they're not," but my asshole doesn't agree. I was so sensible. This is what pisses me off about this weekend, is that I was good. I didn't overdrink. I didn't do anything stupid. When things went funny, I was good. I was helping out. I was making sure people were safe. And then I get home and I'm completely fucked anyway. It's almost like I'm getting old. Have you tried jalapeno crisps? Now,
Yes.
Are we talking about a normal type of crisp that is a potato crisp or a potato chip, if you want to be American about it, with jalapeno flavor? Or do you mean like thin cut bits of jalapeno dried and flavored?
I don't know, like, I just eat them straight from the jar anyway, so...
Jalapeno poppers are very nice. Stuffed jalapenos, I've yet to have ones that weren't gross. There's just something about the way they do that. It's just not good. At least they're probably just cheap ones. I bet if I went somewhere fancy and got them, although then again they probably don't sell them. But yeah. Oh. Vegan food hat. Black salt has a bit of sulfur to give it egg flavor without the eggs. Okay, fair enough.
That sounds gross.
I guess it depends what you're doing with it. If you're trying to make something that would taste eggy.
There's not a lot of
Egg-oo.
There's not a lot of things that I want to taste like egg though. Apart from egg.
I went to a bottomless brunch once. After a charge of indecent exposure, I just had to stick to breakfast. Using my kids as ammo? Why the hell did I think of this sooner? It's exactly why I watched this channel. Thanks. Ratchet up the childhood trauma. Brilliant. Look, the important thing about trauma is not to fuck your kids up. You just want to give them enough trauma, by accident, preferably, to make them funny.
The fuck? Mrs. Sick is so alluring. Really?
Well, it wasn't your name, so it's probably not you. Mrs. S.I.K., is that you? No. So clearly, talking about someone else. Yeah, pink salt. Then you have pink salt. The pink is caused by iron. Rust. Delicious rust. We have deep fried jalapeno slices for salad topping. and like that too. Love jalapeno flavored potato chips. I'm sure it's amazing. Well, someone's installed a new graphics card. They know how to get me. Installed a new graphics card and PSU in my son's PC over the weekend. He let me have the old ones. Unfortunately, my motherboard is 10 years old and can't handle the newer hardware. That shouldn't be the case. 10-year-old hardware should be absolutely fine for it. Now, if it's shit 10-year-old hardware, then you might have a problem. But if you've got a power supply that's good enough and you've got a motherboard with a graphics card slot that is the correct shape, it should at least work. It might not work to its fullest speed. But, yeah. Although getting... what you should do is look into second-hand stuff to replace it. And then you'll have probably an okay system. Sir 6 smarts smell... Fuck! Sir 6 farts smell like eggs. There's a food tip for vegans. Fuck off. I didn't do it on purpose. It was accidental trauma. I mean, people do literally get traumatized in accidents. Like, I think that no matter how hard you try, I swear, like, we try very hard to make our kids' lives better, but it's going to be 10 years' time, and it's that one time when I fucking fell over, falling out of the room, and they saw me slam to the ground, and they go, "Oh, and that really fucked me up." I was like, "Well, I didn't do it on purpose." I'm still traumatized, the poor bastard. It's kind of it can't be helped what someone is traumatized by, even if you are the best person ever. With 10 years age, it might be a matter of bus type or connectors. Or get good. I'm introducing my Gen Z and Gen Alpha kids now to how Gen X was raised. Safe spaces are where I can't find you. Woo! Car accidents are a very traumatic accident. Exactly. Accident and trauma are definitely not synonymous.
The thing as well is that you can have an accident which was traumatic and not get trauma from it.
Like a boss. I'm not even traumatized.
Yeah, it just depends what your brain latches onto, I guess.
Excellent advice. Graphics cards somewhat slightly correctly shaped? Put it in. Put it in. Exactly. Look, you've got tape, haven't you? You've got wires. You've got a soldering iron. You can connect that shit. I mean, you could literally do that. This is not advice.
Copious amounts of thermal paste.
This is not advice at all. But you could 100% look in your graphics card slot, see that there's pins in there, solder wires to those pins, and then solder the wire that you did there to the correct pad on the graphics card, and do that the fucking 30 times or whatever it would take, and it would technically work. Don't. It's a stupid idea. I can't think of a single fucking reason you would do that, but you could technically do that, and it would technically work. It would probably break both things, and the wires would also be not that useful anymore. Yeah. Tech tips with Sir Sick. Here's something you could technically do. Honestly, I do hope to one day start a tech channel, and I think like the worst ideas I could possibly have, like wiring up a graphics card by wiring it up and seeing if I can get it to work, would probably make for a pretty entertaining, if incredibly fucking stupid video. My dad once put a torch in a slimer off of Ghostbusters bag, put it on a pole, and waved it around outside my bedroom window just for shits and giggles. It wasn't even Halloween. That's half accidental trauma.
That is. I mean, half accidental. That's effort.
Yeah, but you're probably.
That's purpose to trauma.
You're probably not trying to traumatize them. You probably you've had the idea and you think that's funny. one of the funniest, scariest moments of my life was having someone walk in my room wearing a scream mask asking, "What do you want for dinner?" So I hear, "What do you want for dinner?" I look towards the door and I see the scream mask. I absolutely shit myself. But it was also very funny. It would not work with the wrong bus. Well, I'm not going to put a bus in my computer, so there we go. Sir 6 technically tips. Sir 6 Electro Boom collaboration when? Oh, don't worry, I'll be dead long before that happens. I'll definitely have killed myself. But it's fun, Trom. Oh, that's a good one. All sounds too easy. Build your own GPU by soldering individual transistors onto a really big board.
If he ever decides to commit a lot of effort into a tech channel, I will definitely get life insurance on him.
No, you won't. I know you won't, because that's a form.
I don't like farms.
Exactly.
Can I get someone else to do the farm for me?
I don't know. You'd have to have money then. Get extra life insurance if he starts playing with soldering irons and electricity. I have literally used soldering irons on electric devices and I have been fine. I did a whole thing. I had a whole project. It was very fun. I made a very modern Game Boy Advance.
Can you explain how to fix a computer when it's got a big red light coming from it?
It depends where the big red light's coming from.
Is it warm when you put your hand near it?
Is it more of a sort of flickering orangey glow rather than a red light? And is there smoke? Because it may be something else. When E.T. came out, I was terrified of the alien. My dad bought a glowing finger from the movie, snuck in my room, put the finger in my face, turned around and went, "Idiot. I peed my bed. I hate E.T."
Oh.
Goated dad. That's really fucking funny.
That's so mean.
It's so mean, but it's really funny. One of my favourite dad waking up kids thing. It's a bit of a meme online, but if you haven't seen it, look up like Doom Wake Up Son, because he basically just he takes his camera and a water pistol and holds it like he's playing Doom. He's like wake up son, and starts spraying him with water. Always funny. I have always wanted to be an arsehole dad. I just can't. Mostly because my kids are girls and they will, like, if I had sons, they'd just, like, attack me. But they get, like, sad and shit. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, they're quite sensitive.
They're sensitive little princesses. Not that we treat them like princesses, but they're sensitive nonetheless. No. Like, I'm constantly
that's one thing
Although,
I find
they will walk in the room, do the biggest, smelliest fart you've heard in your life, and leave giggling like maniacs.
I'm just thinking, like, because I'm a tomboy, and you're not exactly very feminine, but they naturally have this, like, feminine side to them.
Right. I'm a manly man, and Mrs. Sick is a manly woman. And then she put a dress on the other day. She looked lovely. I love it when she wears dresses. She won't, not for me. So I don't demand it, but I just, when she does, I give her many compliments, and then she gives me this. She does this face.
I don't like the.
I say, "Oh, you look lovely today," and she'll turn around and just make the
dresses are so uncomfortable, and also I can't sit like I normally would if I'm wearing a dress without people going, "Yeah, close your legs." So.
What you should do is hold in a fart, and then the next time someone says "close your legs," you just let out the biggest fart.
I can't.
How am I supposed to do that?
I can't hold in farts.
Why not?
How do you do that?
Practice.
It just happens.
Like, literally, I held in a fart for like 30 minutes on the car ride to Liverpool, And when I got out, I stood up, walked about 3 steps away from the fart, away from the car, went, brrr, turned around to everyone and went, "You're welcome."
I don't know.
I'm a good person.
I'm not very good at knowing what my insides want to do, though. Like, I'm not very good at telling when I'm hungry or thirsty or if I need the toilet or if I need to fart. It just happens.
Can you unfocus your eyes at will? Yes.
Yeah.
I hadn't even occurred to me that some people couldn't. I mean, a lot of people. There's a lot of things that people can't do that you never really think of. Like people who just don't think in pictures or they don't think in even words.
Ah, right. Okay, so women have uteruses and then men have fart bags.
Farterus. Except...
I just find, anyway, I was saying that about how the kids are naturally girly. Like, I never encourage them to, like, 'cause I don't do dresses and I don't do dolls and
SOA.
Pink print, you know.
No one fucking cares.
I don't do pretty things. And they're just naturally drawn towards that. I find it odd that they're just not raised that way, but they do it anyway.
Yeah, scripture ninja alert. What a pointless existence. Says 6 shits chainmail. It's not far.
God. So that's what the noise is. Just clang, 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 clang on the porcelain.
Skeptic's latest video when he says evil, a picture of Cersei appears. Nice.
That's beautiful.
Appreciate it. Seriously, some conscious wonder afterwards, Greg. What? I think I'm missing something. Nothing better than farting in a crowded lift after asking if anyone smells popcorn. What a thing to ask, because most people like the smell of popcorn. So they're gonna be like, "Oh."
Because
really funny.
My sister with her working in the hospital, and she said that when the people are getting like wounds cauterized,
it smells like bacon.
No, like people's flesh smells like popcorn.
Oh yeah.
And it put her off popcorn.
Yeah.
And then I kept that image, that thing started living in my brain, and every time I smelled popcorn, I'm like, "Oh God, is somebody getting cauterized?"
I once managed to hold in a fart an entire really good interview till it came to goodbye. I farted the moment we shook hands. Thank you for the interview. What, you just got to style it then. I'll leave you with that.
That's my final.
This is something to think about. To remember me by. So many ways you could go.
You can clearly see I'm qualified. Oh my God.
I hate when I have a subconscious train of thought going, then I come across something I want to think about, but I'm already 3 subjects ahead of myself and I can't remember what I wanted to think about. I don't know about that, but conversations, especially with Mrs. Sick, love her to bits, but if she gets on a train of thought and I'm like, okay, I'll wait for her to finish, and then I wait too long.
I don't.
So if I have something that's important, I really need to say it.
The thing is, as well, is like I'll be like talking to you, and you're just looking at me.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right?
Someone asked, did they get the job? That is an important answer.
Like, we do that thing where I'll start talking about something and you're just looking at me, and then I'm like, oh, he's interested. I'll keep talking about the thing, and then eventually you're just like, you do realise, like, I've been giving you so many facial signals to stop talking, and I'm just like, have you?
Okay, so I didn't say facial signals. I said signals. The signals included waving my hand in her face, dancing,
That doesn't mean anything.
Jumping up and down. Bringing out a sign that said, when is this going to end?
What?
None of it. It all goes entirely over her head.
Yeah, but waving your hand towards me doesn't mean anything.
It means I require your attention.
I don't know, you could just be waving.
Hi!
Yeah, I do that.
If I say hi, then I'm just waving.
No.
If I don't say hi, it means,
Like,
dude.
I flap and wave and stuff all the time, so...
I'll launch into questions from my partner without realising that I started the conversation in my head. Oh, who else does that?
What?
You do that sometimes.
I'm
the
not
kids
that bad.
do it constantly.
The kids do it a lot. A lot of the time she'll just come in and start mid-sentence at me and I'm like, what is going on? I'm so confused.
Mrs. Six's dad does that.
Yeah, he does,
constantly
yeah.
as well. So it was like this then.
He did that
What?
on Sunday. He did that as well.
Yeah.
We were walking. We were just walking through this like woodland bit, and he just went. And I can't believe that she just decided that was a good idea. Unbelievable. And I was just like,
Unbelievable.
And I was just like, what? It was so confusing.
Oh no, it got timed out for 24 hours. I don't like the fact that it says deleted. I think it should say timed out for being a penis. Hey, why did that one get to go through? Is that a different account? You go and time out too, motherfucker. There we go. Super timed out now. Mrs. Sick would be a terrible rescue pilot. Fly over someone waving both arms frantically to get her attention.
I just wave back.
He just waves back and flies off. Oh, that's nice.
Why is that stranger waving at me?
Why do they keep going under the water? That's not how you wave.
That's not how you
Idiot.
swim. You don't swim like that.
He doesn't even know how to swim. Not even worth rescuing. If they required rescuing, which they clearly don't. Otherwise, they wouldn't be waving. My wife and kids have a hard rule to never ask me to explain anything, just because it takes 3 hours and flowcharts to explain the inception of the refrigerator and how it has changed us all. Yeah. Now, the kids will ask me all sorts of shit, and it's usually during morning routine for them going to school.
Oh, yeah, they're terrible.
Where I cannot fucking even figure out how to open a bottle of water, let alone answer where do babies come from or some other incredibly big topic.
Oh yeah, they ask me
so hard not to be sarcastic.
They ask
instead.
me big questions all the time, like the subject flips so quickly. Like one of them will be talking about where do apples originate, and then suddenly she'll switch to what does free will exist, and I'm just like, these are very big questions.
Yeah, my default response has become, this question is far too big for the morning. The thing is, they don't ask me any of this shit in the evening. Like at any time where it would be okay to have this conversation, where I can actually tell where I am,
As far as I know,
and how to stand.
Apples originate from Israel, but I'm not 100% sure.
Life is suffering, and then you die. I mean, I tell that to them all the time, and they just go, "What's suffering? Define suffering, father."
Kazakhstan, apparently. There you go.
Feels like a good pub night. I do owe you some credits. Fair enough. Will was paroled last... Will who?
Will Wheaton.
For what? What? How is this even coming up?
Is this like a mid-fort thing again?
Even my son with ADHD and on the spectrum tells me I've gone on too long. To be fair, if you have ADHD and are on the spectrum, their attention span probably isn't fantastic. I'll be honest, my kids have really poor attention spans.
They can't watch
and they can go on for fucking hours. It's weird.
They can't watch movies. Within 10 minutes they get bored.
Yeah.
And we have to really get them to encourage them to actually continue watching it.
Yeah.
And then other times she'll be talking about Slime Rancher, and she'll just go on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah. Like, we're quite gamer savvy people, and both of us have played. I played an inordinate amount of Terraria, and Mrs. Sick has played it and understands the basics, and she gets almost immediately overwhelmed with the amount of information the kids will give on Terraria, and it takes me about 4 minutes before I can't keep up anymore because they fucking love that game. Which is fair. Terraria is awesome. Kicks shit out of Minecraft. Fight me. I don't know why she said that. The donkey was only mildly burned. Is this the game now? We're just going to do the rest of the Oh, yeah, that makes sense because we were talking about that earlier. Fuck. You got me. Well, he goes on forever when he explains things. I just look at my wife and smile. He's just like me.
One of the things that I find fascinating about ADHD sort of brain roots is you'll start talking about a subject and then jump to like 20 different subjects, and then when you want to bring the conversation to an end, you bring it back to the thing you originally talked about.
Slime Rancher, though, it's silly and easy. Yes, they're children. Fucking hell. What are you expecting? Come at me with fucking Dark Souls lore. They're too scared to play Dark Souls.
Yeah. They don't like things where they get hurt in it.
They're not huge fans of challenge. Although, they're quite good at just beats and shapes. They're way better at me than it. And also Spider Heck.
They play Binding of Isaac pretty well as well.
I think that they cheese Binding of Isaac. I think that they do the thing where you just keep starting over and over and over again until you get a good start. Which I don't do because I'm not a fucking scrub. I should start, I really should. Like, we rarely have the need to punish our children. We, if something happens, we talk about it. But if I'm gonna punish them, it's got to be for that shit. Cheesing, fucking just play it. If you die, you die.
Go stand in the corner.
Yeah.
You cheesed
Go
Binding
sleep
of Isaac.
outside. No bed for you tonight. Taking 20 minutes to say something that would normally? See, it takes me a long time to say things because I'm stupid. Elden Ring multiplayer mod. Try that. It's way easier. Well, yeah. Seamless co-op is amazing. That's how I play it with Mrs. Sick because she needs to get good. It's also way funner.
I'm not very good at processing movements very quickly, so like Sick will be like instantly like knowing what's going to happen next, and I'm like, what?
Well, part of that is the fact that I've played it.
Well, yeah, you play it a lot more than me.
Yeah.
But
they can't solo Melania.
I do like the story.
I can solo.
I like it's more
Suck my dick.
The monsters and the architecture and the landscapes. That's what I play for.
Yeah, she likes looking around. I like killing things. She also likes it when there's an area where stuff just dies and gives her souls for free.
Yeah, I like that.
Sorry. She's like, I'm just gonna wait here, babe. I'm like, if we went and killed stuff, we'd get so many more. Yeah, but zero risk. None of the risk, all of the reward. 10 out of 10. You can give new players your excess souls runes. Well, of course you can. But like the kids have been playing Another Crab's Treasure, which is a Souls-like, and they keep using the assist mode. And I'm so disappointed in them. I mean, okay, the assist modes are amazing because you can literally give your character a gun. Your character is a little crab, a little hermit crab. And if you cheat, effectively, you could just give him a pistol that will one-shot literally everything. Including the end boss. Swinging swords isn't waving. Fair. Yeah, but I would like my kids to get good at... I don't know. They're probably quite good at something, but they're not very confident. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't very confident with Vimeo, James, and I used to use cheats more than I should have. And then one day I decided to stop. And my God, games are quite good when you're not just playing them in a state that they're not supposed to. My kids don't like dying in games, except Portal and Portal 2. Is it because there's always something funny when you die? Because that makes sense.
That might actually encourage them, because they like puzzles.
Portal
So
and
that'd be
Portal
good.
2 are both fucking amazing
They
games.
probably like those.
I'm like, what did I miss? Your shot. It's done. You can't have it now.
You can't have
You
Sig
almost
anymore.
had it. That one shot, one moment when you could just something about lose yourself in the moment. I don't know. I can't remember the rest of the song. This is the bit where it gets like pre-headache, doesn't it? Not judging. Anyone has her own headache spectrum to deal with. What? Is this the same thing as before, or am I just losing my mind?
I have no idea.
That pistol is cheating. It's way too good. Yes, I think that's entirely the point. It's a gun on a tiny little crab. He's not supposed to have a gun. You don't get a gun at any other point in the game unless you click it. What about Chicken Horse? Isn't that like a game mode from fucking Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? They'll be fine. Give them as much space to try stuff without also realizing that, yeah, most of it might end up shit. Oh, yeah, of course we do that. They have their access to art supplies is very large, especially computer-wise. You missed drunk fart games nonsense terrible. I'm so sorry. I have failed you all. I shall now commit ritual Sudoku. When I played Sims, I always killed my characters because if you resurrect them, they turn green. Is that the entire reason you did that? I just wanted a family of green people. I'm assuming in order to be a family of zombies.
To get a zombie baby, probably.
Zombie. Americans, crabs are not supposed to have guns? What? What is this? Their Second Amendment rights need to be held up. Krill needs guns. I think Krill should have to fill in many forms in order to get his gun in that game. Because, what is it? I can't even remember what the mode is called. Assist mode. I'm anti-assist mode. I've said it now. For myself. Anybody else, it's fine. Whatever. I would like it if my kids beat games without having to lean on crutches, because I think they'll probably be better than I am. But it is what it is. Seagulls need lasers. I mean, that's true.
What was that one where it's like rhythm based and you have to like avoid blocks?
That's just beats and shapes, probably. They were good at that.
No, it's not just beats and shapes, but it's like it in terms of like, but it's like 2D. It's not 3. Like it's
just
not...
beats and shapes is 2D.
No, it's something else. You played it as well.
I have played just beats and shapes.
It's not just beats and shapes. It was on the PC, and you have to use your mouse to avoid the blocks spinning, and it was to like rhythm.
Again.
She got really good at it though.
It sounds like just beats and shapes.
Oh my god, no, it's not.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Crypt of the Necrodancer is really good. Haven't played it very far in it because I'm not very good at it and I couldn't be asked. Got my son on Lemmings from back in the day. He finds fun ways to cause them to die. That is my boy. I mean, that's how you play Lemmings, isn't it? You figure out the worst way to explode as many of them as possible. Because eventually you get bored of the button that kills them all immediately. But yeah. Right, we've got 15 seconds before I quote-unquote have to go.
No.
And by have to go, it means that I want to leave. You people are driving me crazy. How dare you? Worms was fun. I got into my first physical fight with a friend over Worms. He punched me in the face. That was an experience and a half. Anyway, on that note, thanks for coming, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Cannon fodder also good. Ban this sick poppy game. Those who get it, get it.
Pop.
The sick